Alright guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're here to do a quick video on the Arcade1up claw machine because I had to make a video. I usually don't make videos on like breaking news and stuff like that. I usually concentrate more on reviews and stuff. But sometimes I like to dabble in these conversations that the home arcade community is kind of, going into and stuff, and a lot of people are like, who would buy this? Why did Arcade1up do this? And all that kinds of stuff. So I definitely want to give my opinions on this and tell you guys why I actually pre-ordered one.
Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech. Going for a brekkie is the gaming tech. Gaming tech is the gaming tech. Gaming techie.
Alright guys, so let's take a look at this here together for a minute and take a look at the website here. So we got the Arcade1up claw machine. Right here we talk about the price. So $500. Now, in my opinion, that's actually a really good price. Does that mean that we don't want these things for $300 and $400 like a lot of people like to say? Sure, but we also got to be realistic on what these things are actually going to cost. And I think $500 is a good price for what this is trying to be. It doesn't mean that it's going to be worth $500 to everybody that, wants to buy one of these. But I think the value is there at $500. A lot of these claw machines, brand new, cost a couple of $1,000s. Of course, they'll be like, all full-out metal, and they'll be like, the ones that they use in the arcades. But still, if you wanted to get a brand new in-box claw machine, of like similar size, it would cost you a couple $1,000s. There are other ones that are like table size ones that a lot of people talk about. I forget the name of the brand right now. Starts with a V. You guys probably know which one I'm talking about because I considered that one. But you need something to stand it on. I want it to be something that kind of stands on its own because that's what a claw machine is supposed to look like. I don't want someone to come over to my arcade and see a claw machine and it's sitting on top of something because that's not as cool as them seeing like a full-size claw machine. And I also don't want like an older one that's been beat up. Like I could go on Facebook Marketplace and probably find like a used one from $600 to like $900, but it's going to be beat up. It's going to probably need, some fixing, or you're going to take over someone else's problems. It's the same reason I don't buy, 80s and 90s like real arcades with CRTs and stuff, because I'm not trying to fix games all the time. I want to play games more than anything else. So to me, the $500 price is kind of justified. It doesn't mean that other people might not wait for a sale and stuff like that. And you shouldn't wait for a sale. All of that is valid and makes a lot of sense. But I'm just saying that you can see where the price is. They weren't going to bring this out at $300 right off the top. It just makes no sense. That price has been long gone from Arcade1up's like ideas. So moving on here, you can see it starts shipping at 11/5. It's available on Amazon. That's where I pre-ordered it, and then it's at Best Buy as well, and so a couple of other websites out there. You can see here, transform your game room. It has the light up marquee, so this will light up here, which you'll see in the trailer here. You got the light up button. You got the ceiling light, so the inside actually lights up there. You can adjust the sound volume to set the perfect mood, so you can adjust the volume up and down. There's 3 different difficulty modes as well. There's easy mode, normal one, and scam mode. We don't really know exactly what scam mode means. Does that mean you never win a prize, or it just becomes much, much harder? We don't know. It does come with 12 plastic capsules. As you can see here, these little balls in the background. So 12 of those, and you can fill them with whatever prizes you want. And one of the things that a lot of people are kind of talking about here, you can see the dimensions here, 22 inches in width, 22.5. It is not 61.25. You can see underneath below it is 66. Arcade1up is always messing this stuff up, but it's 66 inches in height, 81 pounds. And you can see here, I don't know where it says it. Oh, right here, load capacity, 200 grams. So essentially right around a half a pound. So obviously, I wish that, and the claw is made out of metal, like the claw that I grabbed, so it's good. But obviously, it's not meant to hold, like, you're not grabbing, like, a PlayStation 5 controller out of this thing, like some of the ones you may see in arcades. It's only going to hold a half a pound. For me, there's going to be a lot of creative use cases for this thing. You're going to be able to go in there and, obviously you can put things like candy. You can put things like plushies in these little circle things that they're going to give you. You don't even have to put them in the circles if you want. You can put the circles and then put, like, decent sized plushies in there that are a half a pound and stuff like that. Some, like, miniature sized candy, or some candy like the movie theater popcorn boxes. The movie theater candy boxes should work just fine in there as well. There's still a variety of things that you could put in there. Obviously, we all wish that it could obviously lift more based on what they're recommending. But that doesn't mean that there's not all sorts of stuff you can do in here. People are going to get really creative with this thing. You can put little mini, liquor bottles if this is an adult-themed thing that maybe you want to give away at a party and stuff. And we'll talk about what I'm going to do with mine and why I pre-ordered it here at the end of the video. But I still think this leaves a lot of creativity that we can do with these things on what to actually put in here. Even though I want it to hold more weight, I was never going to put, you know, a gigantic PlayStation 5 controller or, you know, a bunch of these big things in here. It was always going to be small plushies, you know, things of that nature, or like some prizes. Maybe put some money in one of the balls that people can win, you know, things like that. You know, gift cards, all those kinds of things, and all these like weird toys that people like little Pokemon figurines, and all those figurines that I really like that are like, you know, 5 inches or so. They're gonna fit in here really, really well and be able to be grabbed. So it doesn't really affect me, but it's something that you guys should obviously know when it comes to that. So, and obviously you can tell that the Arcade1up, you know, it's obviously the theme of Arcade1up. It doesn't actually have like its own theme and stuff like that. Obviously, it would have been cool if they did like a theme of it. I might consider like retheming this if they come out with something cool from the third party vendors out there that might want to retheme this. I might do it, but we'll see. It depends how good this looks in person. Obviously, this is a little mini video that they played, so we can go ahead and look at this real quick. There you go. The button also lights up as well. Inside light lights up. There's those 12 capsules that I was talking about that come out. So quick little video that they did there for teasing purposes and stuff. So again, light up marquee and button, adjustable sound and volume, 3 different difficulty levels, customizable fillings, and the 12 plastic capsules. This is exactly what I was looking for in a claw machine. And I know a lot of people out there, let me put myself big here. I know a lot of people out there are always like, why is Arcade1up wasting their time doing this? Why aren't they giving us the actual games that we wanted? And listen, I get it. I've been wanting something big, like a good arcade game from Arcade1up for a while as well. I would love, you know, some of the games that we haven't gotten yet. But we haven't gotten them yet, and maybe we'll get them in 2025. That's kind of what the hope is. But that doesn't mean that all of this stuff is bad, and that doesn't mean that this isn't serve a purpose and that people don't want these things. You know, for me, I like to create a home arcade environment. Even though, if you guys watch this channel, I don't have a problem with any company. I collect a lot of different things. I have a lot of different things in my arcades. I have real arcade machines, but when I get real arcade machines, I usually get real arcade machines that are like new. Like the Big Buck Hunter Reloaded and stuff like that, or the Golden Tee. Because I don't want to have to deal with things that are from the 80s and 90s. I'd rather just get like a multi-cade machine that I have around the house that I'll just play those games on. You know, for me, I don't want to have to worry about CRTs burning out on me so quickly. Obviously, things can happen on new machines too, but it reduces the risk. And I have somebody to call if something breaks. Like I can call Raw Thrills if something breaks on my machine and stuff like that. Or, you know, Incredible Technologies for Golden Tee. That's why I have a mixture of a lot of different things in my arcade. I have things from Arcade1up. I have things from other companies like Retro Lizards Arcade and Buy Stuff Arcades with these multi-cades that I have. I have, you know, a bunch of different things, New Wave Toys, because I just like this stuff. It's about creating a home arcade, and that's why I actually have a new game, a new home arcade that I'm going to be revealing to you guys over the last couple of weeks that you guys have saw some teasers on, where I'm creating a modern arcade and, you know, putting modern arcades in that room with the pinball machines that I've gotten, some of the other arcades that I haven't are on the way that I haven't received yet, which is what I'm waiting for to do this room. But the point is that we want to fill these rooms to make it seem like we're in the arcade. At least most of us do, and that's the way I feel. And a claw machine fits right in that area, and that's exactly what Arcade1up was always supposed to do. I always wanted them to not only make arcades that we want, but also fill our home arcades with things that, you know, we're supposed to be in the home arcades that maybe we don't have. Claw machine fits right up that alley. And I know that people are more pissed off at this point because we just haven't gotten any games from Arcade1up. So that's why people are so angry about this, because it's like, oh great, we got this and we haven't gotten any new games. I think if we would have gotten, you know, 2 or 3 really big games that a lot of people love this year, and then they threw the claw machine out, it wouldn't have mattered. But because the claw machine is, you know, what we've gotten, and they haven't done much of anything new in so long, obviously people are frustrated. And, you know, obviously I want, like I said, new stuff too. I want new games, and that doesn't, just because I pre-ordered this doesn't mean that I'm not with you guys on the rest of that. But that doesn't mean that I don't like this product as well, and I think it's a good idea, because a home arcade is not just about the games. It's obviously the biggest part of it, but you also want to fill that home arcade with neon lights and neon ropes and signs from Pac-Man and stuff like that. All these different things, so and claw machines, whatever the case may be. So I'm pretty excited about this, and what I plan on doing with it is I love having people over. That's why I create my home arcade. And when I have people over, you know, we can use this for prizes. If we're having like a tournament and playing like NBA Jam or whatever the case may be. It could be like, hey, if you win a tournament that we're playing, you can grab a prize from there, and the prizes may be hidden. Or, you know, I'm still debating on how I'm going to do things and what I'm going to fill it with, kind of depending on how it gets here. But that's what I'm kind of thinking about. For me, a claw machine is always something that I wanted in my collection, in my home arcade, because it's a very iconic thing in the arcade that a lot of us always experience. And like I said, I didn't want like a industrial one and a real one, because I don't want to deal with the mechanical issues, how heavy they are, and all that nonsense for something that is just supposed to be fun and simplistic and give people a nostalgic feeling, which is exactly what this machine is going to do when people come over. It doesn't need to be industrial or anything. It just needs to work well and not break, essentially. And I also didn't want that mini version that a lot of people were buying. It's like, again, I can't remember the name right now. But that mini version that cost like $400 was like a one that you put like on a tabletop, which looks awesome and it looked really cool. But you're not going to be able to put big things in there either, because it's a small form factor on top of a table. It seemed like it's made a lot better than the Arcade1up version because they're using better parts, at least according to what I've read. But again, the prizes are going to have to be small, because obviously that thing is small. But I want something that stand up. I want someone to go into my arcade and be like, oh my god, he's got a claw machine in his arcade. No one's going to come into my arcade, at least out of all the friends I know, and be like, oh, you got an Arcade1up claw machine? Like, not a real one? And nobody says that when they come here. Even when they play these arcades here and they see like Miss Pac-Man, the Arcade1up version, and then I have a real machine right next to it, like Big Buck Hunter Reloaded. All the people that I have here, no one points out and says like, oh, this guy, you know, your Reloaded is awesome, but I can't believe you have Miss Pac-Man from Arcade1up over there. They just get excited that they see Miss Pac-Man and they get to play it, and they get to feel like they're playing the actual machine and stuff like that. And they're going to see this claw machine, and they're going to bring back nostalgic memories of being in the arcades and stuff and trying to win a prize and stuff like that. And that's what it is for me, too. That's what I wanted, and that's why I want a full-size one, not like one sitting on a table. Because then people are going to be like, oh, it's a miniaturized version. That would be different. People would see that immediately. But with this Arcade1up version, people are going to be like, oh, it's a claw machine like you see in the arcades. It's a little bit different, and it's going to fit with the vibe of my home arcade. The only problem I have trying to figure out is where I'm actually going to put it. I know you guys haven't seen the new home arcade that I have going on. That's still something I'm working on. But I don't really know where it's going to go, because theoretically I would want it in the modern arcade, because that's the first thing you see when you walk down there. But there's not really a spot for it, so I'm still trying to figure it out, because if I don't figure out a spot, I'm not going to be able to pre-order this thing, and I'm going to have to cancel it, because if I got nowhere to put it, then obviously that makes no sense. But that doesn't change the fact of anything I said in this video. I still think it's a really cool product from Arcade1up. Yes, we're all annoyed that they haven't come out with any actual arcade like things in here. And we'll see what the quality is of this thing when we actually get it. Hopefully that's going to be me who's going to get one of these. And if you guys want to get your own and you agree with like you're creating a modern arcade, or sorry, creating a retro or modern arcade, and you think it fits with the vibe, and you kind of are thinking like me, that it fits with the vibe of a home arcade that you're trying to create with the neon lights and all the lights that we add and all the decorations we add. This is just another one of those pieces. Is the claw machine something I'm going to play every day? Absolutely not. It's there for the ambiance. It's there for when parties are over and your friends are over and it's like, oh, cool, claw machine. It's not something I'm going to turn on every day, and I got no problem admitting that. But there's other things that I have that I don't turn out every day I'm down there either. It just depends on the mood and what's going on. If you guys are on the same vibe and you guys want to pre-order your own, the Amazon affiliate link that I have will be down below if you guys want to support me a little bit. That's perfectly fine. No one's telling you to do so. Like I said, if you want to wait, you can. But for me, I wanted to jump into this because I've wanted a claw machine for a while, and this is kind of the perfect size that I'm looking for without having to dealing the hassle of having like a industrial one that's really heavy and just going to break down and all that nonsense. So hopefully that gives you guys some perspective on me. I have one pre-ordered. Hopefully it works out, and you know, I find the spot for it. And then you'll see a review on this channel. So make sure you guys subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you pre-ordered. Let me know if you, you know, whatever you guys are thinking out there. And yeah, those are my thoughts on the Arcade1up claw machine.